This is a new game that I've developed called AstroPool. In this game, you're the cue ball in weightless space, and your task is to aim well and drive the balls into the black holes. During game, you have a reticle in the middle, and that gives you an idea of where you're going to go. There's 4 kinds of games. There's a one-player clocked game where it just times your cleanup of the balls. And there's a one-player escalated game which starts with 1 ball and increases the speed at which the balls arrive. And there's a 2 players and 3-player game. And then you have the various sizes of the balls. It defaults to the medium balls. So let's start a game, 1-player clock. You can see that all the balls are randomly distributed, and they change distribution each time that you play. So I'm aiming using that reticle, and you can see that I'm swiping the screen in order to aim that reticle. And you have to recognize that your cue ball is the same size as the other balls, and so you have to offset your aim. You see how this is played. The speed defaults to the minimum speed, or the medium speed, which is 4, but you have 7 speed levels. And the engage button gives you an idea, gives you a way to launch when you want to shoot. The smaller balls are more difficult than the larger balls. That's unsurprising. And so you can see this is how you play the medium game, the game using the medium balls. I'm going to go ahead and start a new game. We'll change the size. So let's go with large balls, and we'll go ahead and make it escalated. Okay, so you can see that you got your first ball. Shows up pretty quickly. Well, it shows up immediately. And when you get that ball in, another ball shows up immediately because you have no balls on the field, so you might as well. So it provides the next ball immediately. So in the beginning, it seems like fairly slow play. But the speed of the ball's entries into the game increases. Once every 30 seconds, it increases in speed. And so it looks like I didn't shoot that one in time, and so I'm going to have to contend with two balls at the same time right now. Later, the game becomes really quick. It's sort of like Tetris, and you're having to deal with more and more over time. If you do well, you can put that off for a while, but no guarantee. You really have to shoot well to keep on top of this. After a while, they will come in too fast after a while. One thing that I have found is that it's better to just be patient with this. Because if you get impatient, you start shooting that, and no matter what, they will catch up with you. And right now, I'm not doing a great job. This is where it's convenient to be able to go to a faster speed sometimes. Ironically, though, sometimes it's better to go with a slower speed. With the one-player games, you can shoot a second time. You can engage a second time with speed, while the ball is in motion, while the cue balls or any of the other balls are in motion. You can still do a second shot. We'll see later that that's not allowed when you are playing a two-player or three-player game. The reason is that I have to manage the notion of turns. So if someone has taken a shot, he gets to it's his turn no matter what. But I'm not going to set up a game where he can continue to maintain his own turn just by continuing to shoot. So he gets one shot per turn. That's how those games go. But you can do more. If you wanted to go to a speed 1, for example, it's pretty slow, but this will demonstrate what I'm talking about. It's very slow, but it allows you to correct. For example, if you were wrong, or if your first shot was not perfect, then you can correct with a subsequent shot. So that's how that works. So sometimes you can actually play faster with the slower speed just because you're more accurate. You see how that's working there. I'm sometimes doing a couple of shots on these, even though the first shot isn't any good. The second one allows me to really get a better aim on it because I'm closer to the ball. This is an example here. So that's how that works with the multiple shots per movement, if you will. So the speed 1, the lower speed, has its own merit. It's almost similar to what you would see with a spacecraft when you have something like a continuous thrust. So that's part of why I like playing sometimes with low speeds. You can sort of catch up. Strictly speaking, the faster speed requires greater accuracy. But you find yourself floating around a lot, waiting for the balls to stop because you don't have a sense of control with the faster speeds. Or when the balls are moving fast, it's more difficult to aim. Let's just say it that way. Okay. So you can see that they're showing up so fast that I'm finding it difficult to keep up with the arrival of the balls at this point. It is surprising how the lower speed is helpful in this game. So Let's kind of go ahead and increase the speed, show you what a 7 is like. Now you have to really be careful about how you, there it is, see? Very quick whenever you're playing on a 7. Oh, looks like I showed you just the one. When there's 12 balls left, or yeah, on the screen, then it gives up on you and it gives you your score. It's like a 40, which is pretty good. So one example of a two-player game real quick, and we will close up. So red always starts first. That's just the order of the game. Red versus yellow versus, well, this is just red versus yellow. In the case of a three-player game, it's red versus yellow versus green. And you can see that I have a R0 and a Y0 for red, the red count and the yellow count. And so in this game, red is first, so red gets to take a shot. Remember, he gets no follow-on shot, so that's, follow-on shot while the balls are moving. So that's how the game's set up. It enforces the turn. And so you have to be real cautious about, there we are, red's still playing. Looks like I'm gonna third. It's always a good idea to shoot those ones in that are close. Like you see this one here, it's close to the hole. Long distance shots are far more difficult. And so in this game, there's the possibility that red's going to win without yellow ever having a shot. There's 6 and 6. 6 balls and 6. 6 red balls and 6 yellow balls. So when I'm playing like this, I'm playing myself, each time, whether I'm playing yellow or red, I'm not really rooting for either one of them. And so I'm going to go back to a 4 here. So I'm trying my best each time that I shoot the ball. In this case, I'm shooting for yellow, and really, I'm just going to take the best shot I can. And I didn't do well. So you can see how this goes. If you shoot one of your own balls in, then you retain your turn. If you shoot one of the other guy's balls in accidentally, if it may not be your turn, you still have to shoot one of your own balls in. So it's still red's turn. And I think I have I have one left, so that's the only one that's there. So this is it right here. Let's give it a shot. And okay, didn't get that one. So now I'm working for yellow. Oh, it looks like it had been moving very, very slowly there. As you can see, these what I call holes are not necessarily holes. I look at them as black holes with a distinct event horizon. So if you get close enough, then it basically turns the black hole into whatever color, as it smears across the event horizon. That's the nature of the fiction that I'm offering here. I'm going to bump this speed up because I'm going to need a lot of speed to make that tight cut. And let's try to hit it into that lower right corner. It didn't make it. So it's not going to be yellow's turn next. And it looks like, unsurprisingly in this case, it's going to be red as the victor. So red wins. When you're playing the multiplayer games, the game continues even after there's a winner. In the case of a two-player game, it doesn't mean all that much. It allows the last guy to shoot his ball in. In the three-player game, it allows for a second place and third place winner, or second place and third place. This is when it's real close like that, you can't really aim the ball real well. This one should go. Well, I thought it should go in. There we are. Yellow finished. And so that's the announcement. In a three-player game, that can be, it can be nice to have a second place and a third place and that sort of thing. So that's the nature of the game. It's called AstroPool. It's fun. I have found it to be engaging when I have time on my hands. There are things I can still do with it, for example, the sound and some other things. But for now, this is it. You're welcome to download it off of Google Play. It's not available yet in the Apple Store, but at some point I'll put it up there. Thank you.